Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Salon Chat. Yes, honey, where we bring you the tea, but we talking about good tea because we only give good tea. We don't gossip here. We're not none of that other stuff. We give you real great information on Salon Chat. Only great information, something you could take away. However, today I'm doing something a little different because someone I grew up with, whom I've known for years, has passed on. And she's just this great woman. Jovita who was an anchor on WSBTV here in Atlanta, Georgia. We grew up together in New York. Her and my sister were friends. They're actually 8 years older than me, so because my sister was always babysitting me, I was always hanging out with them. And I could not let this weekend go by without paying homage to her. She's been a great inspiration, not only to myself, but to many other people. I mean, she really is one of the reasons why I went into radio, television, film, and ended up with my degree in that, because I never forget when I first saw her. I want to say it was a Jet magazine. You remember back in the day, Jet was out, everybody was in it, you know. But I want to say there was an article on her in Jet magazine. I'm pretty sure it was Jet magazine. And she had just began her career, and she had just got, I believe, her first big reporting job as a broadcast journalist. And I forget which state it was in, but it wasn't one of the major markets. It was a smaller market. And they did an article on her, and I remember thinking, wow, here's someone that I grew up with, and at the time I was still a teenager, and I looked at that and I said, wow, if she can do it, I could do it, because I had aspirations of the sorts too. So I kept saying, if she can do it, I can do it. And I was so proud of her, and I never forgot that. So when I came to college, I went to Clark Atlanta University and majored in radio, television, film, and got my degree and everything. And it just, that, you know, thinking about her and knowing that she was an inspiration to me to head in that direction. So when I came here, that was one of the things that led me to that program. So in '98, when I learned that she was now here, she got to WSBTV, and to see her actually doing her thing, being this great reporter, and the positivity from her, like, people, I know, and here in Atlanta, everyone loves her, and they don't even have to know her personally as I did, but I have to say, if you ever seen her on the news, which most people have if they're here in Atlanta, has seen her on the news, the same person that you see on the news, that genuine, loving person that you see, and that the feels that you get from her on the news, that is who she was in everyday life. And it just made me so proud when she first got here, and I called my sister. I said, Janine, did you know that Jovita was here? And here goes my sister, oh yeah, I spoke to her already. You know, and I thought, wow, I was so happy that someone I knew was here, and I could see her every day doing her thing. And when she became a full-time anchor, I was so proud of her. It was just amazing, you know. And you couldn't have met a more inspiring person. I'll tell you a little story. So my sister, like I said, would hang out with her and everything. And one particular time, we was at Jovita's house, and we, you know, my sister and her were teenagers, and like I said, I'm 8 years younger. And so this particular time we was at Jovita's house, and Jovita had this bed, and I thought, like, wow, this bed is so nice, and I didn't know what it was called. So I went home and I told my mother, I said, Mommy, guess what? Jovita has this bed with a roof on it. And my mother said, a what? I said, a roof on it. She said, you mean a canopy bed? I said, yes. I said, can we get one? Because it was so nice. And you know, my mom ended up getting my sister and I a canopy bed, but I thought, wow, I like this bed. Can I have one of these? And that was just one of the funny stories. But she was just an amazing person. She was inspiring to everyone. And then she's had these beautiful children, and she brought her mom here as well. And I know she was a great mom and a great daughter, as well as a great friend. And she will definitely be missed. My only regret is I've spoken to her from time to time, but not on a consistent basis. You know, that's life. But my only regret is that I wish I could have given her flowers while she was living, instead of me doing this memorial tribute to her and she can't hear it. Well, you know what? She might be hearing it. I don't know. But I wish I could have told her face to face. I know I mentioned some things to her, but I didn't mention everything. And I really wish I had given her flowers while she was living. But she was really a great person. And anybody that has had the opportunity to actually be in her presence would know what a great woman she was. And just positive and inspiring, and you couldn't have met a better woman. And I will surely miss her, and I'm really praying for her kids and her mom. And I know that, you know, in the end, her kids and her mom will be okay. They will get through this. It's going to take some time. But I am praying for them, and I am here for any kind of support. But I know they'll be fine. And at the end of the day, we must remember this, and this goes for her as well. You know, she's no longer here, but we have to remember that before we were placed in the womb, God gave each of us an assignment. And when we're born, we go through life, through all of these things, whether it's good or bad. And to me, nothing is bad, because everything in life is a lesson that you should have learned. Whether you think it was bad or not, you always say, what can I take away from this? But the journey that we take in life is just a path to the assignment that God gave us before he placed us in the womb. And once we have fulfilled our assignment here on earth, and we've done whatever we needed to do, it's time for us to go home. God calls us home. And I have to say, for Jovita, it was a job well done. She could not have done a better job, and God said it was time for her to come home. Even though she's a young woman, God said, you have fulfilled your job that I have given you, and it was time. It was time for her to go home. And we don't know how old or how young we are when it's our time. Well, you know, we will be when it's our time. But it was her time, and God said she was done with her assignment here on earth, and she did it well. And I don't think anybody else could have did it any better than her. I will surely miss her. I will miss seeing her smiling face. She had a great smile, one of the best smiles that you could ever see, and she was gorgeous. And I will miss her, and I pray for her family and her children, and I know that they will continue to go on, because God has his loving arms around all of them. So I will end this today with saying, I love you, Jovita, and I will miss you.
Thanks, Tony. April Harris and I grew up together. I know her big sister, Janine. Second thing.
Good morning to everyone. Happy Saturday. I just want to give my thoughts on Jovita Moore. As an anchor woman, I really love her totally. So God bless her and peace. And we really love her. We really will miss Jovita. Thank you.
I was saddened yesterday when a friend of mine sent me a text and said Jovita had passed. And my response was, oh no, gone too soon. As I remember Jovita, just watching her on air, she was consummate professional. You could tell she was a caring person, a sensitive person, but a professional person in how she delivered the news. In terms of when she began her battle, just how honest she was and transparent and sharing with everyone what happened, and she was going to be on leave, and just the faith that she exhibited. So I just say to WSB family and to her family that all of Atlanta embraced her and she will be missed.